You know, it's just the world we living in today. We're living in the last days. And, you know, when people really just don't care, you know, when people don't give a F, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's dangerous, man. You know, it's dangerous. You know, so, you know, you always want to make sure that uh, you know, stay alert, you know, be watchful, you know, and then also, you know, it ain't always necessary to go where you think you want to go. You know, go out the way. You know what I'm saying? Go out the way. And that's anywhere and everywhere in the world. But again, 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given me the spirit of fear nor timidity, but of love, power, and a sound mind, and light shining through. You know what I mean? You see angels with me. You see the angels, you know, and I believe in God. I believe in Shekinah glory. I believe in a safe hedge of protection. And I'm really a real pastor. Baby Jesus. Father of the streets, baby. Pastor of the streets. And that's only because of God in me who is and who has allowed it and ordained it. Yeah, God is good. It's not like it used to be. And be safe now. You got to worry about being robbed. Yeah, for real. What? Check this out, man. My squad for real. Buckshot. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. He said, what was you and Felicia doing out there early? Ministry, baby. You know, I do 24-hour ministry. It's 25-hour ministry, baby. 25-hour ministry, you know what I mean? They go to number 7 where they put it in the head. They beat me here, you know what I mean? I was soaking wet with blood. I had to take her shirt off, take my shirts off, rapping like an Indian. Walking down the street. She like, why you laughing? I'm like, why you crying? She like, because you almost died. I said, I'm laughing because I'm still alive. Man. Next day, I went to my squad. You know what I'm saying? Went to go see my pops. Everybody was like, man, we're going over there right now to go take care of business. I said, no, you're not. Let God take care of that. I said, for whatever reason, God wanted me to take that for him. So I took that for God. What did God go through? What did God take for us? Ooh. Yeah, no, it's serious in the city, man. It's serious in the Bay, y'all. No lie, man. So it's what? 3 in the morning or something? We coming home? And, you know, they want to flirt with her and, you know, getting off acting stupid. And then the dude had the crowbar. I didn't even know where he had it. And, you know, they act like they wanted to fight. And I'm like, all right. And then they wanted to keep going. And I'm like, all right. And then it jumped off. It jumped off, man. And I'm fighting, you know, 3 dudes. The 4th dude standing. And then the dude just comes out with the crowbar, man. And every time I'm trying to get up, he hitting me down. I try to get up again, he hit me back down. Every time he keep hitting me with the crowbar, he was like, effing nigger, you know, effing nigger. And I'm like, hey, you know, I'm trying to get some action. Felicia froze. Got scared, didn't know what to do. And then she snapped out of it, you know what I mean? Pushed his hand, which allowed me to get up, you know what I'm saying? At this time, man, I'm soaking wet in blood, you know, blood everywhere. You know, they didn't want to do nothing no more, so we got up out of there. Yeah. Yeah, nah, my people's just really out there, man. My dad out there. Y'all seen that on the live, man, while I be at my pop's house, man. We'd be together, you know? But that's not to embrace. You see what I'm saying? We're not glorifying that. We're not embracing that. You know what I mean? We're not, you know, that's neither here nor there. And that's nothing to feel cool about. You see what I'm saying? Like, we survived. You know what I mean? I survived. I tell you this, nobody touched her. You know what I'm saying? Nobody touched her. Anybody that ever wanted to touch her or do something to her, man, I always got off. I always protected her. You know, so anyway, man, like I was saying, get back on this lighter note, you know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, when I heard about that, it was like, man, what is Pastor doing? Baby ministry, man, you know what I mean? I'm out there with the kids, you know, and they like, Pastor, we need you in juvenile halls. You know what I'm saying? We need you in juvenile halls. Pastor, we need you. You know, like you the real deal. You really out here with all of us. You really out here on the block. You know what I mean? Like you really out here. And, man, hey, it ain't the old San Francisco, man. It's a new city, man. It's a new bay, man. Everything new, everything changed, man. It ain't like it used to be, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I'm coming home. You know, that's all God's timing. But again, though, you know what I'm saying? When I come home, man, I ain't drinking nothing. I ain't smoking nothing. I ain't doing no coke or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going far for my church no more, man. I did a lot of stuff for Felicia and my church, you know what I mean, to show them, you know, there's no such thing as an addiction. You know, I could do this to show you guys that you can master it. But now, man, my sobriety, my heart, it means more to me than anything in the world. I ain't going to hell with my people. Y'all come on up and come to heaven with me. You know what I'm saying? And let's be equals. For real. Well, I thought I wanted to hear some music. But honestly, man, I want some peace and quiet. I want some peace and quiet. You know, having this opportunity to do this music and stuff too. Kendrick Lamar, you know, he jumped on the channel and was like, man, I want to sign you, Pastor. You know, I'll sign you for 15 mil. You know, J. Cole jumped on the channel and was like, I want to sign you. You know, P. Diddy was like, you a bad boy. I'm signing him. And then when J. Cole was like, I'm going to sign, P. Diddy was like, yeah, man, you know, that'd be a good fit. You know, rock with J. Cole. You know, he wanted to fly me out to the Bahamas, and this is before he got locked up. You know, people jump on the live right now talking about, Pastor, you know what I mean? Can you free P. Diddy? You know, can you free him? And, you know, when you just got that love like that, you know what I mean, throughout the world, you know, people love your music. You know, people love who you are. You know, you're an ambassador. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're salt to the earth. Yeah, man. You know, a lot of people have desires in their hearts. You know, I remember Felicia telling me, you know what I mean? She wanted to do fentanyl ever since she was 16. Buckshot called me old head. One love, baby, one love. Yeah. You know, they say OG, old guy, you know? Old head, huh? Yeah, I'm an old head, baby. I'm OG, man. You know, grandpa. You know? I appreciate my little homies, man. I appreciate my young bloods, man. Me and my little squads. I love y'all, cuz. No lie. I love my people. You know, but we say blood and cuz in the same sentence. You know? Where can I find this music at? Are you talking about my music? Or are you talking about what I was just playing? You know, people out there in the Bay, man, they know, man. My boy AD from Fillmore, you know, we the Mo. But, you know, he want to sign me. You know, my brother, you know, he Fillmore. You know, it's a lot of us, man. You know, we all Mo, man. We all Fillmore, man. But I'll be sitting out there on the block, man, just rapping, man. They'll put the boombox on, you know what I mean, the speaker, and I just start rapping, and everybody, man, everybody is like, damn, Pastor, like, man, somebody need to sign him, man. And that, you know, that's a great feeling is when you in your home, you know what I mean? When you in your home, man, this is your home, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and your city loves you, you know what I mean? Everybody loves you, man. And so, you know, like Buckshot said, he says, man, You got a lot of love out here. Yes, I do. And that's throughout the whole Bay. And that's just only because, it's real in the heart. It's what I do for the people. I'm always having church. You know what I mean? We're always encouraging. We're always building up. I'm not bringing malice. I'm not bringing violence. You know what I'm saying? We all protect ourselves. We play defense, not offense. And even in that, you know what I'm saying? We still hold down our ground, by, giving God the glory and still trying to be a witness and a blessing to the people. I hit the neighborhoods, man, and, the kids be outside playing, and, the teachers would come out and see me and be screaming, Jesus, the whole neighborhood, you know what I mean? Like, and then I'm talking to the babies, I'm preaching to the kids, and the kids is, hi, Jesus, and that just, that's the greatest joy ever. You understand what I'm saying? Like that, the babies, God says, suffer not, the children, you know what I mean? Lead them to the kingdom of heaven. It'd be better for you to tie a stone a mile long around your neck and drown in the uttermost part of the sea than to lead any of his faithful little ones to hell. Our children, it's our future. You know what I mean? It's our future. A lot of us were born in projects. I wasn't born in a suburb. You know what I mean? I wasn't born in a house. You know what I mean? I was born in a project. My dad still lives in the projects. You know what I'm saying? My family still lives in projects. You know what I mean? They tore down some projects, turned them into townhouses, condos, but we still know that's the projects. For me, that's home. You know what I'm saying? That's home. Looking at the old Victorian buildings, looking at stuff that's still standing, maybe by one leg, but still standing. You have opportunities to go other places and you see these houses and mansions and all the stuff, and we got the same thing. You know what I mean? We got a lot of mansions. It's a lot of areas, you know what I mean, in San Francisco, man, where you can go. Oakland, you know what I'm saying? And you'll see some big, beautiful homes, man. I remember my dad would always tell me that too, you know what I mean, back in Sobrani Park. He would say, son, people will come out of Oakland Hills, you know what I mean, coming out of these nice areas to come hang out in the ghetto, and you got people in the ghetto going up there to have a better life, and they come out here and they get shot, you know what I mean, they get murdered, they die. It's not always what it looks like. It's not all meets the eye. And yet sometimes it is what it looks like. You just don't want it to meet your eye. You know what I mean? Our lives are valuable, everybody. Our lives are very, very valuable. For me to be the street pastor, for me to be a pastor in the streets is because it's realism, it's real, it's reality, it's who we are, it's what we are. Again, we're no better than anybody or anyone. And yet the streets is where it's needed. The gospel, the streets is what needs, is yearning for gospel. You know what I mean? And I would have people tell me, like, Pastor, you're not out here with a name tag, you know what I mean? Or a briefcase, walking around. I met a lot of pastors, you know what I'm saying? So many pastors, if not all. And they're like, man, you really out here, like you're really, really out here. And I'm like, why are you not? You know what I'm saying? Like you guys don't have a personal relationship with the community. We pick and choose, or it's just, a handful, or, that certain crowd. But when you make yourself accessible to everyone and anyone, no matter who it is, I had people shoot at me, man, all kind of stuff. And then I end up seeing them later again. And these same ones, these same individuals, I apologize. I was on hop, I was on heroin, I was drugged, I was on dope, or, I was mad, or the devil had me, you know what I mean? And then I realized, and then God touched me, God broke me down, and God showed me who you really are. I had a vision about you, I can't stop dreaming about you, man. God touched my family member. And God says in 1 Chronicles 16:22, touch not my prophet and do my anointed no harm. What we do unto others will be done unto us. Karma is not a female dog, man. Karma is God. Praise God. You see, so that's why I'm not out here putting my hands on anybody. It's defense. And I don't even want that. I don't even want that, man. You lose teeth, you know what I mean? And getting jumped and, ain't nothing cool about that, Dad. Ain't nothing cool about that at all. I got a call coming in real quick. Hang on, everybody.